Hello and welcome to the Daily Newscast. My name is Abhishek Sengupta and thank you for joining me today on the 3rd of September, Tuesday. Clear blue skies here in Dubai, 39 degrees Celsius. Good news is that temperatures finally beginning to come under, dip below 40 degrees, which is a sign of the times to come, which means according to the Met Office, the weather is going to ease off in the month of September, or basically from 23rd of September, the autumn equinox, which is when you'll see equal amounts of sunshines across the equator, which is also the officially start of the autumn season across the globe and also here in the UAE. This comes just a month after spotting of the Suhail star on the 24th of August, which here is symbolically the end of summer. Right, and with that, of course, the Met Office has warned you could expect a little bit of rain in different parts of the country and a lot of fog formation. Now, that's the weather. Let's come to the real issues. The two things that you need to know today. What's happening, of course, protests happening in Israel and Kolkata. We'll start with Kolkata. A lot of you have been writing to me because most of my friends come from Calcutta, the city where I was born, the city where I grew up. And a lot of you have asked me to speak about it. Well, the only time I speak about it is when there is an update, there is a news update. And as far as news update goes, the ex-principal of RG Kaur Hospital, which is where the horrible rape and murder took place on the 9th of August, the brutal rape and murder of a trainee doctor, 31-year-old trainee doctor on the 9th of August. And since then, this entire issue has snowballed into quite a national issue. People from different parts of the country have now taken part in protest, but nothing like what we've seen in Calcutta. In fact, there are protests still going on in Calcutta. Junior doctors are now protesting against the removal of the chief of police for alleged mishandling of a mob violence on the 14th of August. But this comes immediately after news that was celebrated across different corners. It's news of Shondeep Ghosh, who was the principal of RG Kaur Hospital, the place where the rape and murder took place on the 9th of August. Now, he was immediately removed from his post. He was actually given another post in another government hospital, which also raised eyebrows. And somewhere there is this suspicion that maybe there is a bigger hand at play in trying to cover up the entire incident. Just to give you a recap of all what has happened so far since 9th of August, the West Bengal police took the case, but it was a delayed response. According to sources, it took more than 24 hours to actually file an FIR, the first information report, upon which the state government started taking action. But then the case was immediately shifted to the federal agency, the CBI, the Central Bureau of Investigation, who eventually arrested Shondeep Ghosh. But again, there are different camps. If not the country, the state of West Bengal is divided. There are divided opinions. Some say that he's just a small pawn in what is a very, very big conspiracy. But the news is Shondeep Ghosh has been arrested for financial irregularities, something that the opposition party, the BJP, has been allegedly raising with no effect, and they are elated that finally the CBI has been able to put a hand on him. Now, what happens here from here on is interesting to watch, because justice still is far from being served. Justice for the family of the girl who's no more, who was raped brutally in the premises of a government hospital, is still the call of the entire nation. This at a time when a bill is being tabled later today at the West Bengal Legislative Assembly, a bill to prevent and punish the perpetrators of rapes in the state. Now, this is a developing story. Of course, as and when we have, or I have some updates, I'll be happy to bring them to you. The other thing that you need to know, protests happening in Israel as well, especially in the capital, Tel Aviv. This is after 6 hostages were found shot dead on Saturday. Bodies were recovered in Palestine, bodies of the Israelis who were kidnapped last October, which is, of course, is the reason why this entire conflict started and has raged on since, taking over 40,000 lives. Over 90,000 people have been injured, homeless, and more than 40,000 killed. Most of them, of course, people from Palestine. But the latest episode, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, has apologized to his people for how he's handled. But then he has not yet vowed to end the war that has been raging on. It is important to remember that he had backtracked on truce talks that were moderated by the US, Qatar and Egypt just a couple of weeks back in Doha, where he'd first said that he will bat for truce and then backtracked because one of the sticking points was that he wanted the Israeli Defense Forces to stay on in the Salah al-Din or the Philadelphia corridor, which has been a sticking point, which is one reason why Hamas never even took part in the talks. Now, what has happened is that conflict rages on. There have been fresh airstrikes. People from Palestine have also been killed. But the latest flashpoint in this entire conflict is the killing of the 6 Israelis. One of them, which Hamas claims was shot after an airstrike by Israel. But again, these are all what reports say. We will have to again wait and watch what happens throughout the day. But as of now, Benjamin Netanyahu has only apologized to his people for the death of the 6 Israelis, but not, and this is what the US has also said, but not really suggested anything to do with peace or truce in that region at the moment. Thank you for watching this newscast. If there is anything else that you want me to talk about, please let me know, and I'll see you again around the same time tomorrow.